Hello everybody, my name's Pete Morrison. I'm the co-CEO of BISim Interactive Simulations, and it's a pleasure to be here today to talk to you about some of the new VBS innovations, virtual battle space innovations. We've launched a number of new products and had a couple of big announcements here at the show, and I'm just going to run through those now, talk to you about some of our new technology, and give you a big technology reveal near the end of the presentation. So here are the headlines for the week from us. The first thing, we're very happy that France has joined the VBS users group. They have acquired a VBS 3 enterprise license. It's 10,000 VBS 3 licenses plus VBS 3 Fires and Strike. So we're very excited to announce that here. It includes localization of all the French user interface and documentation. So that is very exciting. You may have read that the US Army is fielding VBS IG on the CCTT simulators. That's a close combat tactical trainer simulators in the United States. We've been working with AVT Simulations and Lockheed for about 2 years now on that particular contract, and it's getting rolled out this year. And you can see VBS IG on our booth running on a flight simulator, and you can see the result of that effort. VBS IG version 2.1 is now publicly available. We've released a new product called VBS Tactics, and I'll talk about VBS Tactics. It's all about doctrinal AI through a new, very easy to use web-based interface. We've also released VBS Gateway. VBS Gateway is a new HLA DIS and SIGI gateway that will be bundled for free in VBS 3.7 and later. So that's the high-level summary of what I'm going to talk about now. So BISim is committed to developing state-of-the-art, game-based technology to solve complex simulation and training problems. And as you can see, we now have a suite of products to do just that. So VBS 3 is a desktop training device providing interoperable first-person desktop simulation and can also operate as a SIGI simulation host, and that's very new. VBS IG is a high-fidelity rendering engine for all types of simulators, from ground through to maritime and air. VBS Tactics is an easy-to-use interface for doctrinal control of AI in VBS 3, and VBS Gateway is our new framework for VBS 3 interoperability. So I'm going to step through these now and give you some more detail. First off, a bit about our organisation. We now have a number of offices around the world. These offices are distributed across Europe and the United States, and one outpost in Australia. We're building various tools at these various offices. Tactics is being built in Farnborough in the UK. Here in Prague, we have our core programming team. We're building VBS 3 and VBS Blue, which I'll talk about at the end of the presentation. And in the United States, they're building VBS IG and also VBS Gateway. So first off, I want to talk about VBS Tactics. Like I said, VBS Tactics is an easy-to-use interface for doctrinal control of AI in VBS 3. VBS Tactics sits between your constructive simulations and VBS 3. It's not designed to replace a constructive simulation in any way. What it will allow is your administrators or your commanders to control AI through placing military markers, and this gets carried out, these actions get carried out within the game. So I'm going to show you a short video now to give you an idea of what that looks like. So as you can see, VBS Tactics is a 2D interface. This is VBS 3 here. They're seamlessly integrated via the new VBS Tactics server. All VBS 3 functions are fully compatible with VBS Tactics. It's a web-based application, so it's all written in HTML5 and WebGL. It can run on an iPad, it can run on a desktop PC, it can run on practically anything. It streams the terrain data from VBS 3 directly to the interface, so it's a perfectly thin client. We've built new doctrinal AI within VBS. This is brand new AI, and it's completely customizable. We've created behavior trees. They're not that complex, the idea being that different countries can customize the artificial intelligence for their own doctrine. The first doctrine set that we've released is a mix of ADF or Commonwealth and US doctrine. So here we're planning an assault. We're placing down a squad into a fire support position. We then construct the assault. As you can see, it's a doctrinally correct NATO symbol for the assault there. We have a timeline that we can move to make sure the assault is synchronized. We can specify when HR is, when will fire support kick off, when will fire support cut out. As you can see, we can define the limit of exploitation. It's possible to define the rate of movement. You can quickly set up orbats all outside of VBS. You can do horse trading. If you're running underneath a company commander and you're a platoon commander, maybe you'll need some support platoon assets to help you with the assault. So this is all done within VBS Tactics. So in this example, the assault's commenced, fire support has kicked off, and our units are moving up to the FCL where they'll conduct the fight through. And because VBS Tactics is a completely web-enabled application, we can stream in data sources from practically anywhere. That includes Google Earth, and as you'll see later on, it'll work in perfectly with what we're doing with some of our new technology. So that's VBS Tactics. We believe it's a necessary tool for anyone who's using VBS 3, for administrators who need to control AI in order to stimulate a blue for exercise, for trainees, for example at the Royal Military College or West Point, to practice military tactics, either connected to or not connected to VBS 3, and also commanders who might want to train their platoon commanders, their squad commanders, and their soldiers in tactics. The company commander can use tactics, the platoon commanders can use tactics, and you can have the squad commanders and the soldiers in the VBS 3 application playing the plan through from the first person perspective. So if you visit our booth, we're actually doing demonstrations, live demonstrations of VBS Tactics, and it's going to be available very soon. The next innovation I want to talk about is our maritime enhancements. So VBS 3.7 includes visualization of sea states 0 through 12, including 3D wakes and new high visibility stern wakes. So I've got a quick video here and I'll just talk through that. So first off, we're going to look at our 3D wakes. Now these 3D wakes are completely customizable depending on the size and speed of the ship, and the physics of other floating objects will obviously be affected by these 3D wakes. We've added new coastal effects now, so you can have high sea states, but you're still not getting clipping on the coast. You can do amphibious assaults in VBS using this new technology. We're doing new helicopter rotor wash effects for search and rescue. We also support sling loading. We're working on prototype ship physics. This isn't completely finished in 3.7, but will be finished in 3.8. These are the variable stern wakes, very high visibility, and again, they depend on the size of the ship and how fast the ship is going, and they're completely customizable. All of the sea states are set up through the scenario editor, so you can change the sea state, as you can see here, from force 1 to force 12. You can change the color of the sea. You can change the water opacity. And so we'll see here very quickly the sea state change in real time from 0 through to 12. These sea states are correct in terms of the height of the waves. The waves can correspond to wind direction, as you can see we're setting up here. And now just one more scene to give you an idea of just how scary sea state 12 is. This is the big oil tanker. It's one of our biggest ships in the game in sea state 12 seas. And as you can see, it's almost dwarfed by these waves. So there's a lot of maritime training potential that's been opened up by this technology. We're continuing to work on the physics. You can do ship-to-ship operations. In VBS, of course, we can render the inside of the ships, so you can actually be moving around on a ship that's in sea state 12, if somehow that is one of your training needs. And so we're quite excited about this technology. You can visit our booth to see a live demo of this in action. Next, I'm going to talk about VBS Gateway. And like I mentioned, this is the new framework for VBS interoperability. This is how you will connect VBS to your other simulations, or even to VBS, if you want to run multiple VBS servers for larger exercises. So again, I'll run a quick video here, and I'm just going to let it play.
VBS Gateway is the premier HLA DIS gateway for VBS 3, available with VBS 3 version 3.7. Experienced enhanced performance and greater stability with VBS Gateway for distributed simulations. VBS Gateway features an intuitive real-time user interface that provides human-readable model names for DIS enumerations, a wizard-based system for editing and mapping models, and provides more actionable feedback when addressing issues with unmapped entities. VBS Gateway introduces live loading and switching between units in real time among interconnected simulations with VBS 3. VBS Gateway also provides smoother transitions and animations using enhanced dead reckoning support. Import existing entity mappings into VBS Gateway. Import and export VBS Gateway config files. Equipped with VBS Gateway, VBS 3 can now handle larger quantities of incoming and outgoing updates, enabling a smoother and more stable simulation than in previous versions. VBS Gateway supports common HLA versions, RTIs, and HLA FOMs and HLA versions. VBS Gateway, connecting you to a brand new distributed simulation experience.
So we're quite excited about this. It's going to be included for free from 3.7, which we're releasing in June. And it includes SIGI capability as well, which isn't mentioned in the video. So you can use VBS 3 out of the box from 3.7 as a SIGI host. LVC Game, our other HLA and disk gateway, is still shipping with VBS. So if you've previously licensed LVC Game and wish to continue using it, that's no problem. I'm not going to show you a video of this. This is VBS IG. It's running at our booth. We announced it last year at ITEC. If you visit our booth, you'll see VBS IG running a high-fidelity flight simulator. We've integrated BISim, which is a very popular open-source flight model. And we're also drawing everything you see on the screen via SIGI. So all of the heads-up displays is being drawn by SIGI. We're running 6 channels. Everything's running at 60 frames per second, and it's a fantastic demo. We're also running one of the new D-Box chairs for motion as a motion platform. So I encourage you to visit our booth and have a go on that and see VBS IG in action. So moving towards the end of the presentation now, I want to talk about some of our very new technology. I have been speaking about this a little bit, and I'm quite excited to show you the first prototype of Project VBS Blue. Now, VBS Blue is not a new product. VBS Blue is a very ambitious project to deliver the entire planet within the VBS engine. So for many years now, everyone I think here is aware that VBS has used flat terrain areas of a certain size. VBS 3 supports terrain up to 4,000 by 4,000 kilometers. If you need a bigger terrain, for example, if you're doing maritime training or you're doing air training, then VBS Blue will give you that possibility. It's the entire planet generated at a high level, very high level of procedural detail. So we've got region-specific vegetation, procedural satellite textures, high detailed insets, potentially multiple high detailed insets, and OpenStreetMap integration. I'll show you that now. Ambient life, so we don't want this to be just a big empty world. We have teams that are working on our AI to make sure the world is populated, as well as correlation through terratools, and this is very important. So with other procedural engines like this, it can be very difficult to correlate out to other platforms. You might be aware that TerraSim, a fantastic little company based in Pittsburgh, was acquired by BISim a couple of years ago, and we're working with them to ensure that this procedurally generated terrain matches one-to-one with your other runtimes, even if they're virtual simulations. So I'm going to show you the video now and then talk a bit about the technology at the end. We've done a lot of work on our road system. You're going to see some of this in VBS 3.7 and some more in VBS Blue. Roads in VBS now are simply splines. And you give these properties, maybe it's a multi-lane highway, maybe it's a dirt road, you dig them into the terrain, they cut into the terrain automatically, and crossroads and everything are resolved automatically, as well as AI pathing. So again, this is kind of the new technology we're working on for VBS Blue. The old method of doing roads in VBS with road segments, you simply can't do when you're working with the entire planet's road systems. You need to do that based upon vector data. So that's what you're seeing here. And again, we can demonstrate this at our booth. So hopefully that gives you an idea of where VBS is heading. We've got VBS Tactics, VBS IG with VBS Blue functionality, and we've obviously got VBS 3 Desktop Trainer as well, which gives you a wide range of opportunity and options when it comes to training, either from desktop training all the way up to your simulators. So I'm happy to take any questions. We have a bit of time, and I also encourage you to visit us at the booth. At the booth, we're showing the Tactics demo, the Flight Simulator demo, the Gateway demo, some VBS 3.7 improvements that you're going to see in 3.7 when it's released in just a couple of months. Terra tools are obviously there as well. Sorry, TerraSim with Terra tools are there on the booth, demonstrating their important technology. We have a VBS military user group meeting happening this afternoon at 13:30. So if you're a member of the military and you'd like to learn more about VBS 3, please come by. It's being held at 1:30, which is at the other end of the hall, basically. Right at the other end, you can see some Bohemia people directing you there. Some of the things we're talking about that we're doing in 3.7 include wildfire simulation, radio propagation work that we're doing for the US Army, and green gear integration. That's integrating VBS 3 with actual US live systems like FBCB2. And most importantly, there's beers at the BISim booth today at 5 p.m. So I'm happy to take any questions at this point, or feel free to come to the booth. Any questions at all? Okay, well, thank you very much. Have a good day.